Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading some more from the Bible, and I am using the reading plan from the Daily Audio Bible app, and I am in the chronological section, and so I'll be reading for January 28th, 2021, and I'll be reading Genesis chapters 46 and 47. Genesis 46. Okay. Jacob's family moves to Egypt. Jacob goes to Egypt. Genesis chapter 46. So Israel set out with all that was his, and when he reached Beersheba, he offered sacrifices to the God of his father Isaac. And God spoke to Israel in a vision at night and said, Jacob, Jacob. Here I am, he replied. I am the God of your father, he said. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make you into a great nation there. I will go down to Egypt with you, and I will surely bring you back again, and Joseph's own hand will close your eyes. Then Jacob left Beersheba, and Israel's sons took their father Jacob and their wives and the carts that Pharaoh had sent to transport him. So Jacob and all his offspring went to Egypt, taking with them their livestock and the possessions they had acquired in Canaan. Jacob brought with them to Egypt his sons and grandsons and his daughters and granddaughters, all his offspring. All his offspring. These are the names of the sons of Israel, Jacob and his descendants who went to Egypt. Reuben, the firstborn of Jacob, the sons of Reuben, HanokPalluHezron, and Karmi, the sons of Simeon, Jemuel, Jaminojad, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman, the sons of Levi, Gershon, and Merari, the sons of Judah, Eronan, ShelahPerez, and Zerah. But and Onan had died in the land of Canaan. The sons of Perez, Hezron, and Hamuel, the sons of Issachar, Tolapuah, Jasub, and Shimron, the sons of Zebulun, Sered, Elon, and Jahleel. These were the sons Leah bore to Jacob in Paddan Aram beside his daughter Dinah. These sons and daughters of his were 33 in all. The sons of Gad, Zebhoni, Sezboneri, and Areli. The sons of Asher, Ishvi, and Beriah. Their sister was Serah. The sons of Beriah, Agber, and Malkiel. These were the children born to Jacob by Zilpah, whom Laban had given to his daughter Leah, 16 in all. The sons of Jacob's wife Rachel. The sons of Jacob's wife Rachel, Joseph and Benjamin in Egypt, Manasseh and Ephraim were born to Joseph by Asenath, daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, the sons of Benjamin, Bela, Bekersashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ehirosh, Huppim, These were the sons of Rachel, who were born to Jacob, 14 in all. The son of Dan, Hushim, the sons of Naphtali, Jah, Ziel, Guni, Jezer, and Shillem. These were the sons born to Jacob by Bilhah, whom Laban had given to his daughter Rachel, 7 in all. All those who went to Egypt with Jacob, those who were his direct descendants, not counting his sons' wives, numbered 66 persons, with the 2 sons who had been born to Joseph in Egypt. The members of Jacob's family which went to Egypt were 70 in all. Now Jacob sent Judah ahead of him to Joseph to get directions to Goshen. When they arrived in the region of Goshen, Joseph had his chariot made ready and went to Goshen to meet his father Israel. As soon as Joseph appeared before him, he threw his arms around his father and wept for a long time. Israel said to Joseph, "Now I am ready to die, since I have seen for myself that you are still alive." Then Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, "I will go up and speak to Pharaoh, and will say to him, my brothers and my father's household who were living in the land of Canaan have come to me. The men are shepherds, they tend livestock, and they have brought along their flocks and herds and everything they own." When Pharaoh calls you in and asks, "What is your occupation?" you should answer, "Your servants have tended livestock from our boyhood on, just as our father did. Then you will be allowed to settle in the region of Goshen, for all shepherds are detestable to the Egyptians. Judah, people who are leaders stand out. They don't necessarily look or act a certain way until the need for their action is apparent. Among the skills are outspokenness, decisiveness, action, and control. These skills can be used for great good or great evil. Jacob's fourth son Judah was a natural leader. The events of his life proved many opportunities to exercise those skills. Unfortunately, Judah's decisions were often shaped more by the pressures of the moments than by a conscious desire to cooperate with God's plan. But when he did recognize his mistakes, he was willing to admit them. His experience with Tamar and the final confrontation with Joseph are both examples of Judah's willingness to bear the blame when confronted. It was one of the qualities he passed on to his descendant David. Whether or not we have Judah's national leadership qualities, we share with him a tendency to be blind toward our own sin. Too often, however, we don't share his willingness to omit mistakes. From Judah, we can learn that it is not wise to wait until our errors force us to admit to wrongdoing. It is far better to admit our mistakes openly, to shoulder the blame, and to seek forgiveness. Strengths and accomplishments. Was a natural leader, outspoken and decisive, thought clearly and took action in high pressure situations, was willing to stand by his word and put himself on the line when necessary. Was the fourth son of 12, through whom God would eventually bring David and Jesus the Messiah. Weaknesses and mistakes suggested to his brothers they sold Joseph into slavery, failed to keep his promise to his daughter-in-law Tamar. Lessons from his life. God is in control far beyond the immediate situation. Procrastination often makes matters worse. Judah's offer to substitute his life for Benjamin's is a picture of what his descendant Jesus would do for all people. Vital statistics. Where Canaan and Egypt, occupation shepherd, relatives, parents Jacob and Leah, wife. Who will you? Getting the time for giving me stuff. Okay. Relatives, parents Jacob and Leah, wife, the daughter of Shua. 1 Chronicles chapter 2 verse 3. Daughter-in-law Tamar, 11 brothers, at least 1 sister, and at least 5 sons. Key verses. Judah, your brothers will praise you. Your hand will be on the neck of your enemies. Your father's sons will bow down to you. You are a lion's cub, Judah. You return from the prey, my son, like a lion. He crunches, and lies down like a lioness who dares to rouse him. The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from between his feet, until he to whom it belongs shall come, and the obedience of the nations shall be his. Genesis chapter 49, verses 8 to 10. Judah's story is told in Genesis chapter 29, verse 35 to Genesis chapter 50, verse 26. He is also mentioned in 1 Chronicles chapters 2 to 4. Genesis chapter 47. Joseph went and told Pharaoh, my father and brothers with their flocks and herds and everything they own have come from the land of Canaan and are now in Goshen. He chose 5 of his brothers and presented them before Pharaoh. Pharaoh asked the brothers, what is your occupation? Your servants or shepherds, they replied to Pharaoh, just as our fathers were. They also said to him, we have come to live here for a while because the famine is severe in Canaan, and your servants' flocks have no pasture. So now, please, let your servants settle in Goshen. Ian. Pharaoh said to Joseph, your father and your brothers have come to you, and the land of Egypt is before you. Settle your father and your brothers in the best part of the land. Let them live in Goshn. And if you know of any among them with special ability, put them in charge of my own livestock. Then Joseph brought his father Jacob in and presented him before Pharaoh. After Jacob blessed Pharaoh, Pharaoh asked him, how old are you? And Jacob said to Pharaoh, the years of my pilgrimage are 130. My years have been few and difficult, and they do not equal the years of the pilgrimage of my fathers. Then Jacob blessed Pharaoh and went out from his presence. So Joseph settled his father and his brothers in Egypt and gave them property in the best part of the land, the district of Ramses, as Pharaoh directed. Joseph also provided his father and his brothers and all his father's household with food according to the number of their children. Joseph and the famine. There was no food, however, in the whole region, because the famine was severe. Both Egypt and Canaan wasted away because of the famine. Joseph collected all the money that was to be found in Egypt and Canaan in payment for the grain they were buying, and he brought it to Pharaoh's palace. When the money of the other people of Egypt and Canaan was gone, all Egypt came to Joseph and said, give us food. Why should we die before? Your eyes, our money is all gone. Then bring your livestock, said Joseph. I will sell you food in exchange for your livestock, since your money is gone. So they brought their livestock to Joseph, and he gave them food in exchange for the horses, the sheep and goats, the cattle and donkeys. He bought them, and he bought them, and he bought them through that year with food in exchange for all their livestock. When that year was over, they came to him the following year and said, we cannot hide from our Lord the fact that since our money is gone and our livestock belongs to you, there is nothing left for our Lord except our bodies and our land. Why should we perish before your eyes, we and our land as well? Buy us and our land in exchange for food, and we with our land will be in bondage to Pharaoh. Give us seed so that we may live and not die, and that the land may not become desolate. So Joseph bought all the land in Egypt for Pharaoh. The Egyptians, one and all, sold their fields because the famine was too severe for them. The land became Pharaoh's, and Joseph reduced the people to servitude from one end of Egypt to the other. However, he did not buy the land of the priests, because they received a regular allotment from Pharaoh and had food enough from the allotment Pharaoh gave them. That is why they did not sell their land. Joseph said to the people, now that I have brought you and your land today for Pharaoh, here is seed for you, so you can plant the ground. But when the crop comes in, give a fifth of it to Pharaoh. The other 4/5 you may keep as seed for the fields and as food for yourselves and your households and your children. You are saved our lives, they said. May we find favor in the eyes of our Lord. We will be in bondage to Pharaoh. So Joseph established it as a law concerning land in Egypt, still in force today, that a fifth of the produce belongs to Pharaoh. It was only the land of the priests that did not become Pharaoh's. Jacob and Joseph died in Egypt. Now the Israelites settled in Egypt, in the region of Goshen. They acquired property there, and were fruitful, and increased greatly in number. Jacob lived in Egypt 17 years, and the years of his life were 847. When the time drew near for Israel to die, he called for his son Joseph, and said to him, If I have found favor in your eyes, put your hand under my thigh, and promise that you will show me kindness and faithfulness. Do not bury me in Egypt, but when I rest with my fathers, carry me out of Egypt to bury me where they are buried. I will do as you say, he said. Swear to me, he said. Then Joseph swore to him, and Israel worshipped as he leaned on the top of his staff, of their staff. Okay, that's all. Bye.